What's up, everybody? You already know what we're here to do, okay? You know what we're here to do. Get your snacks. We're getting into it. All right, no time to waste. So we are at Lena's funeral, and you already know how I feel about this whole entire thing. I think that we should have gotten much more of Lena, but that's fine. That's fine. Whatever, girl. And so at this funeral, it's a mess. It's just a mess. Sir Otto is back as the goddamn hand with his annoying ass. Here go Rhaenyra and her goddamn kids. Okay, and Rhaenyra and Daemon can't stop looking at each other for 5 fucking seconds. Bitch, it's like goddamn. They can't stop looking at each other for 5 seconds. Vaemond here implies that Rhaenyra's kids are trueborn Valyrians, and Daemon ends up fucking laughing when he's at the funeral. I was like, Daemon, are you really chuckling in front of everybody when they about to bury their mama? Like when they about to bury their daughter? Like, you really chuckling? Daemon is really a fucking menace. And Corlys and Rhaenys' reaction to that shit was priceless. Laenor is down at the beach dissociating. Ain't nobody gonna check on Laenor. Ain't nobody gonna check on Laenor. Goddamn. Laenor just dazed, just disassociated. I mean, his goddamn sister done died, and nobody down there checking on Laenor ass. Like, just let him waltz out to sea. Like, what's wrong with y'all? I can't stand them. So we got all these damn dragons at the get together. I thought that was really cool to see. I really wish we could see more of the damn dragons. I'm sure we will later on in the seasons, but I really wish that we got to know Syrax more, kind of in the same way that we got to know like Drogon and them. I really would like to see Syrax and Rhaenyra interacting. But either way, we see the dragons. Rhaenyra goes to tell Jace, I think, to go comfort his cousins. Alicent is staring her ass down. You can already feel the tension here. Helena is being weird as hell again, just talking to herself with these damn spiders. Somebody get her a goddamn ant farm or something, please. Alicent, you ain't gonna. Alicent, we need to be purposeful about our kids' passions. If you don't go down somewhere and get her a goddamn ant farm, put some ant hills in her goddamn room so she can. I don't know. Helena's just so weird. Aegon is like, I'm not trying to marry that. She's an idiot. And Aemon is just like, I would do my duty. It's like, oh, Aemon, you about to annoy the shit out of me this episode too. But look at you trying to be all goody two shoes. Here come, and Aegon, of course, is getting drunk as shit. And that plays into some next parts of the episode. So Kristen Cole is over here looking at Alicent like, bitch, what the fuck is up with that guy? And by that guy, we're referring to Lord Larys. Kristen Cole's like, bitch, he's just staring at your ass all day. Like, we good? Do I need to roll out in the black trucks? Like, what's up? And Alicent was just like, you know what? Don't even worry with his dumb ass. Like, Lord Larys is just happy over here geeking because he then made himself the Lord of Harrenhal. And it's just like, bitch, if he was smart, let me tell you something. I would want to be a lord of any other fucking castle other than Harrenhal, bitch. I mean, Harrenhal ain't nothing to be bragging about, bitch. That hoe is cursed. Are you serious? So Jace tries to comfort his cousins, but they end up comforting him. I thought that was interesting. And then on the other side of it, we see Corlys talking to Lucerys, I think, child. I don't know. One of them, you already know one of them kids, child. And he was just talking about, yes, my house, my seat will be yours. My seat will be yours. You go, Driftmark, the throne, the seat. And Lucerys is like, bitch, I don't want none of that shit. Because if I get it, that will mean that everyone else is dead. And he's right. He's 100% right. But you can see Corlys' face. He has no idea. Corlys is so married to this idea of legacy and the system and bureaucracy and the inheritance, and he is so married to the idea that he cannot see how someone else would be detached from it. Like, he's like, what do you mean you don't want to be Lord? You know what I mean? Like, he's willing to do anything, and that's the source of his problems, or him and Rhaenys' problems. It's just like, you would do anything just to prove yourself to people who don't give a fuck about your black ass in Westeros. No shade. No shade. I love how the kids here, like, you can see, they almost seem like they want to comfort each other here. Like, their families being against each other, the histories that their families have, it's almost like, even though they wanted to reach out, they couldn't. They just didn't. They walked away. Aegon getting drunk. Aegon is such an asshole. Like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Now let's talk about this scene with Laenor and Corlys and all this shit. So I just said there ain't nobody fucking checking on Laenor ass. He over there drifting out to the goddamn sea like he's a damn shell. He's a couple of grains of sand, bitch. Nobody gonna check on his ass. But finally, you see Corlys like get fucking pissed, right? And so, you know, it's not out of concern for, oh, is my son grieving? Is he okay? Like, you know, his sister done passed, like, is everything all right? He don't give a fuck about none of that shit. The only reason he cared to tell Sir Carl over here, get your patron, that shit was the only reason he cared is because Laenor, I guess he saw Laenor as embarrassing him in front of everybody. Like, you're over here, you're supposed to be the heir or whatever, and you're just drifting out to sea. Like, bitch, handle your shit. Corlys does not care about his son. He don't care about, I don't think he can care about anybody more than he cares about this whole, like, we're gonna get to the conversation, like I said, that he had with Rhaenys. I don't think he can care about anybody. I don't think he cares about himself more than he cares about the rules and the systems and not embarrassing me, and you know what I mean? The reputation, power, the Iron Throne. Like, he doesn't even care about himself more than he cares about them things. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, he tells Carl to go get Laenor ass. And this scene with Viserys and Daemon was so sad. Viserys obviously wants his brother to be with him. I mean, Viserys is evaporating, you know? And so all them old grudges and all them shit, Viserys kind of letting go of that shit. He's just like, bitch, I'm about to die. Like, I want to be with my family. And Daemon is really not trying to hear it. The way that Viserys said brother when he left, when Daemon walked away, I was like, oh my God. And then this line that Daemon said to Sir Otto! What did Daemon say? Daemon looked in Sir Otto's face and said, no matter how fat the leech grows, it always wants for another meal. When I tell you I fucking gagged, when I tell you that I gagged, and Sir Otto gagged too because he couldn't say shit. He couldn't say shit. But the thing is that even though Sir Otto got dragged, he also noticed, obviously, when Daemon left, that so did Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra been eyeing Daemon the whole she been eye fucking this man the whole time, and she finally got a chance to go see him by herself, I guess. And you know it because she literally told her kids to go to bed. Bitch, the sun was still up in the motherfucking sky. Rhaenyra looked in her son's face and said, bitch, y'all hoes need to go to bed. Mama finna get some dick. Mama finna get some dick. Okay? And speaking of people going to bed, Viserys told Alicent that he was going to bed, but he called her Emma. Alicent and Sir Kristen Cole was looking there like, girl, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. You can't be serious right now. But Viserys doesn't even register that he did that. It seemed like he did not realize that he called her Emma. Like, girl, you just listen. I feel like this is one of the many. Of course, there are many things that led up to Alicent just losing her shit, but I think this is where it really starts. Alicent's just like, did you just call me Emma? You can't have just called me Emma, right? If you notice here during this scene where Sir Otto was snatching Aegon's drunk ass up, Aegon says mother instinctively when he was being woken up in that way. So I think it's just so interesting how Alicent has kind of become just like her. I mean, her father, I feel like, was rough with her in a different kind of way, but she rough with her kids. So the fact that he was being thrashed awake, you know what I mean? And instinctively he thought that it was his mom doing that. At least that's what I heard. I mean, he could have said brother, but I feel like he said mother. It just shows that shit is passed down, honey. I mean, we already know that, but still. So we get to the conversation, honey. Rhaenys is just pissed here because she feels like Laena should have been home. She, you know, we could have probably helped her. Daemon refused her. And Corlys, he does tell the truth. It's like, well, you know, they're just as trained over there as they are here. Daemon thought that he was doing the best thing, but I mean, in the end, it was Laena who had the autonomy and was like, you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm going to go out how I'm gonna choose how I go out, you know? So, and she did, right? Then we get to the conversation where Corlys was just, here we go again. The crown was yours, my wife, the crown was yours. And here's where Rhaenys is just like, listen, you're the one who never got over that. I did already. And she's been repeating this, though. She's been telling his ass over and over, like, I understand that you're mad, sweetie, you defend it, but like, I got over it. I dealt with it and I put it behind me. And she clocks him immediately here, and she does it so well because everything that she says was fucking true. She says it's not justice for your wife that drives you. It is your own ambition. Literally, it's you who refuses to abandon the pursuit of this, even at the cost of your own children, you know? And then Corliss sits down here and just shares his fucking worldview. He says, what is this brief mortal life if not the pursuit of legacy? And it's just like, wow. You know, there's so many people who share Corliss's belief as well. It's just like they will really go through life sacrificing all parts of themselves, sacrificing people that they care about or are supposed to care about, sacrificing their own personality, their own individuality and autonomy just for legacy, just for what else did he say at the end of it? History doesn't remember blood, it remembers names, just for your name to be written down in a fucking history book. And at the end of the day, when you're about to die, what does all that shit mean? Does it mean anything? Your dead ass is in somebody's history book, okay? You know what I mean? Did you actually live fully? Were you able to? Did you allow yourself to? No, Corliss is obsessed with that shit. Legacy and what does my name mean and da-da-da-da. Then Rhaenys aims and fires, okay? She says, first of all, she's like, bitch, that's how you live your life. I don't live my life that way. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I want Driftmark to pass through Laena's line to Baela, to true Valyrian blood. We are alone here, husband. Let's speak on the truth. Rhaenyra's children are not of your blood. And it's just like Corliss' face over here, fake shock. Sir, you are a whole entire black man. No shade. You are a whole entire black man, and them kids look like Justin Bieber, baby. Them kids look like Harry Styles, honey. Like, look at Damon's kids. Damon's kids is, I mean, they about to go to they about to go to NAACP meeting. Damon kids about to be just marching with their fists up, saying Black Lives Matter in Flea Bottom, with the rest of them girls at King's Landing. Like, that's what the Damon's kids is niggas. Okay, so I don't understand how Corliss is so fucking confused every time somebody say that shit, those are not your goddamn grandkids. Like, you got to be kidding me, bitch. So here, Daemon and Rhaenyra are talking about her sham ass marriage, and then they continue having the discussion, and Alicent comes up, and Rhaenyra's like, I do not believe that Alicent is capable of murder, and Daemon is just like, okay, girl, sure. He's like, okay, girl, sure. And then Rhaenyra gets to one of the roots of the issues that she kind of has here. She says, I have been alone. You abandoned me. And Daemon was just like, you were a child. I spared you. And it's just like, I mean, I'm still kind of weirded out by this shit. And it's just like, girl, I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, I get it. Daemon's demeanor makes him sexy to me. Let's be real about that. But especially when Rhaenyra was just like, she goes in to kiss him, and they're gonna fuck, but like, she goes in to kiss him, and she was just like, well, I'm not a child anymore. And I'm just like, I get it. I understand, but this is just such a weird situation. I don't know. And then even though I think that Daemon really does love Rhaenyra, he's just still so self-interested that I still can't fully 100% trust him. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, they had their little moment on the beach. I'm telling you, this is why she told her kids to go to sleep, bitch. Can you imagine they walking around the fucking castle and they see her ass? She said, we ain't finna be no Jaime and Cersei, bitch. I'm not gonna have to push one of you hoes out the window, bitch. Like, let's get into that. I loved watching the entire sequence of Aemon going to claim Vhagar. That shit was everything that I wanted to see, honestly. Like, when we're talking about claiming a dragon or just dragons in general, I love seeing Vhagar big old ass. Vhagar is so scary as fuck. I'm telling you, that bitch looks like a jumbo fucking jet. Aemon was about to fall off that shit, right? But he was so brave walking up to Vhagar, and when Vhagar was about to open that mouth up, you hear what I'm saying? And Aemon said, don't hide this, bitch. Like, are you serious? And it's like, yeah, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say Vhagar is big as fuck, but like, comparing Aemon in size to Vhagar, that shit was I don't know how he didn't piss his pants. I'm telling you right now, okay? But it was fun. Seeing a Vhagar flying around was so much fun. Damn, I feel like with the older dragons, it takes more for them to get going, but I feel like their power is extremely destructive. I feel like it might be harder for them to maneuver. But I would not want to be on the receiving end of that shit. So after all that happens, we go back and we have a problem. Baela and Rhaena and them talking about, it's him. And then Aemon said, yeah, it's me. Now you feel, okay, Aemon, now you feel like you somebody because you got okay, all right. Not too much, though. Not too much. Those are Laena's kids. So they end up fighting. I was so annoyed. Eamon smacked the shit out. I mean, Eamon punched the shit out of one of them girls, child. I was like, okay. I mean, the girls were tussling. The girls were fighting. They were fighting. They were picking up rocks and shit, breaking each other's noses and shit. It was terrible. It was terrible. And by the time that guy came, Jace had already sliced out Eamon's eye. So that shit was and Viserys the next scene is Viserys fucking screaming, "You swore oaths to protect and defend my blood. How could this happen?" Viserys, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening. You've been living in this bubble of delusion for so long, and I understand, and that guilt about Emma eating your ass alive. Oh my gosh, Viserys over here. Oh my God, what the fuck happened? Yeah, you don't know what's going on. So we see here how Alicent really slaps and shoves the fuck out of Aegon. She's mad at Aegon because he was drunk and not protecting his brother, I guess. But it's just like, girl, all of this is just a fucking disaster. And everybody come running in, right? Rhaenyra come running in. Corlys came running in. What happened? Oh my God. Damon sitting here just watching the mess and smiling. I'm like, this man is so... This man is so ridiculous. This man is so ridiculous. So in all the arguments, the kids end up telling Rhaenyra that they were called bastards. So Rhaenyra gonna say, "Oh, what's up, girls? I've heard that there was a nasty insult, nasty allegations being pressed against me and my sons. I was like, Rhaenyra, I'm on your team, but this is funny as fuck. I would have let that hoe go. Let it go. I would have let that shit go. I would have been like, okay, that really sucks, baby. You know, I'm sorry they called you bastards." And we would have moved right on. We would have moved to another topic, baby. We find something else to focus on. So it's just like, she came in there with them obviously strong boys talking about, "Oh girl, I heard people lying about me. They hurling insults at my sons." Like, girl, Viserys gonna ask, okay, so who spoke it? Aemon says Aegon. Then Aegon tells Viserys, like, girl, do you think that we don't know? Literally everybody in this room knows. Like, everybody in this room knows that those are not Laenor's kids. Like, you cannot be serious right now. But Viserys keeps pushing. He keeps pushing. He's just like, just stop the fighting. Everybody say you're sorry. And that's it. Like, he really thinks that you could just hold hands and sing Kumbaya after somebody eyed and got sliced out. Like, you can't be serious, Viserys. And that's what Alicent says. She's like, that's not sufficient. That is insufficient. She's like, he's done permanently. His eye is done permanently. Like, what do you mean just say sorry and hold hands and shit? So she's like, Sir Criston Cole, bring me the eyes of Lucerys. I was like, and Rhaenyra said, bitch, no, you won't. That's one thing you won't do. And even though Alicent insists, Viserys is just like, I'm not allowing that to happen. Are you serious? That's not happening. Get your shit together. And that's it. So, and then he comes back with basically says anyone who questions these kids' legitimacy, like Rhaenyra's kids' legitimacy, we're going to rip that tongue out. So keep talking that shit. And he looked directly at Alicent. And that was bad and bad enough, right? But then, what I think really set Alicent off was when Rhaenyra said, "Thank you, father," and turned around like, "Thanks, dad." Like, yeah, told you so. My dad's the king. You know what I mean? Like, Alicent lost her shit. I mean, you could see the switch. She was just dead in the face. Immediately went and snatched up Viserys' fucking dagger and went straight for Rhaenyra. Where is duty? She was screaming. You remember that one meme from that reality show? I don't remember which one it was. Where it's like, where's your morals? Where's your standards as a woman? Where are they? Where are they? That's what Alicent was saying to Rhaenyra. Like, she was like, I did everything. I was the best conservative woman. I wore, dresses down to my ankles, and here you go in this miniskirt popping around on Damon's dick and Harwin's dick, and you can't even fuck your husband. You ain't even fucking your husband. You got bastards. Like, bitch, I did everything right. Rhaenyra, what's wrong with you, girl? And Rhaenyra was like, exhausting, wasn't it? Hiding beneath the cloak of your own righteousness. Now they see you as you are. And Alicent sliced her ass up like she was slicing some sushi up. You hear what I'm saying? Alicent, dumbass, had my good sis bleeding. Like, girl, leave my entitled spoiled sis alone. Like, that's Rhaenyra, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Get the fuck out of my face, Miracle Grow. Then Aemon says, I may have lost an eye, but I gained a dragon. I love this scene with Alicent and Sir Otto because she prepares to be chastised by him, honestly. And he comes out with, I've never seen that side of you, my daughter. I even doubted its existence. It's interesting what parents do with their approval, you know what I mean? In general, but also in this show, how it guides the relationship. I just feel like there are a lot of people in this world who are more concerned with the Game of Thrones. They're more concerned with the Iron Throne than they are with, like I said, their family, themselves. Like they just are. So he was just like kind of impressed by Alicent with that shit, actually. He said, we play an ugly game and you have the drive or determination to win it. He definitely sees a lot of himself in her, and that makes him proud, you know. And I don't know, it's that to me is so, like, these kinds of conversations about like parent-child conversations are so interesting, because a lot of times some parents want their kids to be carbon copies of themselves. They want them to do the, you know, they don't want to see their kids grow into their own human. They want them to be copies of their parents. So it was a lot, but it was a very interesting turn in their, I think, in their relationship. And Otto brings up the fact that Aemon now has Vhagar, the biggest dragon in the world. So that's definitely going to be useful down the line when war inevitably comes. This scene here was just Laenor saying, look, I failed you. I'm going to recommit myself to you, because Rhaenyra was talking about how Aemon called her sons bastards and stuff. She was just like, we need to strengthen our house, blah, 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 blah. Laenor says something like, I hate the gods, or I hate that the gods made me this way, almost like made me gay. And Rhaenyra, the ally, Rhaenyra put up her pride sign, her rainbow flag, and she said, I do not basically curse the gods or regret that the gods made you the way that they made you. You're an honorable man with a good heart. And I thought that was really sweet. Which made what happened later in the episode, I was like so confused as to what was going on. I was like, I know it's Game of Thrones, but goddamn, you know. Alicent, of course, tries to speak to the king about the whole situation, and Viserys takes his usual mode of action, his usual method of dealing with things, and he says, we'll speak no more of it. That's it. Viserys is just like, girl, I can't even process my day-to-day life. Like, bitch, I mean, it's hard to eat. So, bitch, I'm not dealing with none of this shit. I dealt with it. What's happened at Driftmark stays at Driftmark, and that's it, right? So Rhaenyra and Daemon are talking here, and she offers marriage. They talk about killing Laenor, and I was very surprised here. I was like, okay, Rhaenyra, you just spent how many minutes talking to Laenor, talking about, oh, you're great, you're fine, you're an honorable man, you're a good man. And like I said, I know it's the Game of Thrones, but fuck. You know, I was just gonna be really disappointed. And Lord Larys over here with the queen, he said, essentially, girl, they coming for your kids now. They coming for your kids now. They looking up where your kids go to daycare and shit now, girl. Your kid lost tonight. Like, so if you need me, mamas, just let me know. And Alicent kind of says a political kind of response here, like it's essentially like, I don't need you, but I do need you, but if I do need you, when I do need you, I love the fact that you're discreet about things, so don't worry, I'm gonna call on you, but you know, I don't need your services right now. So it's just like, Larys knows what she is like, and so does Alicent. I think she's just like, I don't want to go down this path, but if this is the only pathway to power, then I'm gonna take it, you know. And that's literally one of the main points of the entire show as it is. So what they end up doing, what Daemon and Rhaenyra end up doing, was just helping Laenor fake his fucking death. Like, and I think that was really cool. Of course, I don't know. I've come to terms with the fact that these shows, if you're gay in Westeros, bitch, you're not gonna be there for much longer. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a couple episodes and then ship your queer ass out somewhere. Now, at least they didn't kill his ass. Like, I was just like, okay, you know, this is still an annoying ending, and I know that, you know, I don't know what goes on in the books and stuff, so I can't really like speak on that. But like, I was like, they not gonna kill his ass. Like, seeing Rhaenys cry like this, I was like, fuck, she just lost her goddamn daughter. She just lost her daughter. I don't know, putting Rhaenys through all that shit seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. So I hope that she can find out that he's still alive somehow. Of course, I'm sure that would defeat the purpose of everything, but Rhaenys been through so much. Like, she's been through so much, right? So I thought it was interesting that these kids' parents done died, their uncle and shit done died, their fake father done died, or their real father done died, sorry. And then Daemon and fucking Rhaenyra over here getting married. These kids are just like, girl, what the hell going on? hell's going on? What the hell's going on? So yeah, like I said, they helped Lenore escape. He shaved that fucking. They took that wig off his head. I was so goddamn happy. My God. So yeah, I mean, this episode was absolutely wild. I cannot wait. Honestly, this season was good. This season is good, but I cannot wait for the dramatics and the violence of next season. Like, it's just going to be the dragons destroying each other, and we're going to sit back, get our popcorn, and be watching faithfully. Like, are you serious? But yeah, that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will catch y'all later.